What's going on, everybody? It's Monday night, which of course means it's time for another Toypixx live stream. And tonight, we're going to be discussing all the things we want to see from 2026 as far as action figures are concerned. So that's something that I've kind of put together. I'm thinking of stuff that I didn't quite get in there already because there's always more stuff that we want because we're like that. So if you're catching this on the replay, do me a favor and let me know, what are you most looking forward to? What do you most want to see come out of your favorite action figure companies in 2026? Comment below, let the world know, because the entire world is watching Toypixx now. Maybe I can will that into existence. Cheers, everybody. Tonight, we have some lemon ginger tea. It's relatively tasty, and it keeps me so I'm not highly caffeinated. Now, let's go and see what's going on with the people in the comments. It looks like I'm actually live, so we're good. Ever since that one time I blew it, I'm very careful to make sure it says I'm live now. So, Tom Tyner, what is up, sir? It's been a bit. Good to see you tonight. Sci-Fi is about to break out the bi-weekly rundown. This is good times, ladies and gents. If you haven't been here before, this is something Sci-Fi does for us every live stream, so it's a good spot to get the old news. So, Sci-Fi, greetings and toytations, everyone. Greetings and toytations to you as well, sir. 2026 Figure Dreams. It begs the question, do toy collectors dream of plastic sheep? Only if you really want plastic sheep. Many kudos to the ones that get that reference. Still super light news for, and many kudos. I don't get that reference, but does that really surprise anybody? Bad nerd. For January, which is already more than half over with, NECA's Ultimate Big Bird should go up for pre-order this Wednesday. Mezco Toys has a well-sculpted blue troll for pre-order. Bobby Valla is teasing a very big licensing deal for Action Force 1944 that will be revealed at DFW Con. Very nice. Ace is showing off more Mask and Gotchaman vehicles and FX pieces. Ooh, I need to look at that. Was that actually shown with the vehicles? I'm not sure, Sci-Fi. Maybe it was, and I just wasn't paying enough attention. Let's see, Starfleet Academy is a colossal flop. Even the free episode. Oh, no. Let's see, on YouTube had less views than a weight loss ad at a buffet restaurant. Savage Crucible's deluxe dungeon set lives up to its name. You get so much good quality sculpts, paint apps, and accessories. Plus, the detail and articulation in the Komodo dragon itself makes this a steal for $25. I wished I bought 2 to 3 more. Well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for today. Now, back to you, Dave. Ask not what the esteemed chat can do for you, but what you can do for the esteemed chat. Sci-Fi, much appreciated, sir. Thanks for staying on top of that for all of us, because Lord knows I'm not lately. Anton, what's up, sir? Don't worry, Sci-Fi George. Anyone who messes with your comments will be defeated. I like it. I think it needs to happen. Mr. Spencer, hola, end of a 3-day weekend and need more. That's right, I forgot. A lot of people had today off. I don't take days off. That's silly talk. I do sometimes, but I didn't take today off. It was kind of funny. In the office building, there was me and one other office working, and there's maybe 10 or 12 offices here. Anyway, Star, I am wounded, Dave. How could you use Action Figure Dreams and not mention Jada in the same sentence? Who hurt you? What did they do that would cause you to turn on those who love you? Star, what's killing me is I noticed that mistake almost right away, and I did fix it in some areas. I may not, however, have fixed it on YouTube. But yes, I simply added Jada Toys because you're right. I was trying to think of the indies and totally forgot the big guns. Star, hey guys, yeah, the bleeding should stop soon. Oh boy. Master June's not going to like this, Dave. See, that's all part of my reverse psychology. If I don't bring up Jada Star, then maybe he'll start to say, hey, what's going on? What did I do wrong? And he'll come on here to talk about it with us. Yeah, that was something I totally planned. Jim Lee background is greater than AI background. That is true. I will never argue that, sir. What's up, Spaded? Paul, what's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. Star, Top Sci-Fi Anton Spence Spade. What's up, gang? Thank you, Star, keeping the people involved. This is going to be a good night. Pixelated, hey all, it's a good night for a show. And Philip K. Dick joke is always welcome. Dope. I suck. It is indeed, Pixel. Whoo, thank you, John. All right, Paul, keeping it going. Much appreciated, guys. This is why you guys are the best chatters on the internet. Spaded, my main want for 2026 is for Mezco to announce a new classic Iron Man to go with the recent Cap and upcoming Thor. My number 2 is to see Storm Arena show off Fei Long. He's a personal fave. Ooh, you know what? A classic Iron Man to go with Thor, Cap, and Hulk. You know they gotta do it. Like, it's gotta happen, right? It's gotta happen. Still, I'm curious to see that Thor, and you'll see that when I bring up some of the stuff I want to see. Star, I hope Sci-Fi is privately backing up his reports for posterity. Taken as a whole, these are gold. They are, for sure. John, my main want is for the expensive stuff. I want to be spread properly throughout the year. Crazy, right? Yeah, it would be nice if, like, the over $100 purchases or even over the $50 purchases didn't just show up all in one month. It'd be nice if maybe, you might have one every couple months. Because looking at this list here, there's a few I'd like to see announced, even if they didn't actually show up this year. And then I'm looking at all the other stuff that I want to see. That has been announced. It makes me sad. And it makes my wallet extra stabby. Sci-Fi, it's a Philip K. Dick reference, the author of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, the inspiration for Blade Runner. I didn't know that at all, but I haven't seen Blade Runner either. Pixelated Dream figure, MAFEX Colossus on the Bane body mold. See, Pixelated, here's what MAFEX does. It's a little different, They don't necessarily use a lot of the same molds. Now, they do with Spider-Man, and all they do is, I'm convinced that they've got the same 3D model for most Spider-Men, and they just etch different lines into it. So it does end up having to be a new mold, but it's still like the arms are probably totally the same, the legs, maybe the waist piece, but the chest and everything else, that ends up being a little different. I think with MAFEX, we get an all new mold for the big man. Though I could be wrong. Star, my main want is Maine and Rebecca and Adam Smasher. I'm going Adam Smasher. I thought so. Yeah, those are definite wants. I've got a few Jada in here too. Star, come on, Jada. Dave's the one who didn't include your name in the title, not the rest of us. I know. I'm bad people. I am bad people. Let's see, MAFEX. They're doing a Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate, and 007. What? Doing a 007? I knew a Dr. Fate. And Isaac Wong Toys, I think. I saw he put the Dr. Fate head, because it's Pierce Brosnan, obviously, on a suited body to give that older James Bond feel. It was kind of cool. Wreckship, what's going on, sir? I would love for MAFEX to come out with a classic Winter Soldier and Nightcrawler. Oh, dare to dream, man. Winter Soldier would be rad, but Nightcrawler, that would be where it's at for me, for obvious reasons. I'm a big X-Men guy. But then again, I read, I think many of you, a whole lot of Claremont growing up, which is why these characters stick with you. Whew. All right. Let's jump in. Hang on. Let me make sure I want to get out of this thing that I've got up. Good Lord, man. What have you done? I'm talking to me now. I'm the one that totally doesn't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's do that. Let's keep her going. Harry, what's up, sir? Have you talked about NECA releasing Big Bird? Sci-Fi brought that up earlier. It looks like a Sesame Street character. I'm telling you, when NECA decides to do Muppets, and I go out there and buy like a lot of cotton or pillow stuffing or something, there's going to be a Muppets versus NECA Sesame Street war, and the Muppets are going to annihilate them. I'll pop off like pieces of Big Bird's head and all that and put cotton there like he got his head cut off and stuff like that. Maybe make it so Kermit's got a giant machete. I don't know. But Sesame Street, the Muppets will destroy them. That's what has to happen. If NECA gets into the Muppets, pixelated, I'd be totally down with a newly sculpted Colossus. Was it Mezco that showed Nightcrawler? Was it Mezco? I don't know. Help us out, guys. Whew. Oh, speaking of X-Men, what's up, Rick? I hope everyone had a hopeful and thoughtful Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm sure Xavier would agree with him. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It's fair. It's a good quote. And it's true. Spaded one. Or what's up there? Let's see. Yeah, Mezco showed him, but I don't trust them to do him right. That figure needs crazy articulation. Just his tail, if nothing else. Even if the rest of them just had normal Mezco articulation, that tail would have to be crazy. All right. Let's break into some of this. Ooh, wait, hold on. What do we got? John, Muppet fights. Have you seen the conversation inspired by my silly Shaggy poses about a ring for action figures? I don't think so, John. Let's see. I'll need to see those. Are they on, like, did you post them on X and Instagram and all that good stuff? I don't think. I've been out. So check this out, guys. So my workflow got totally disrupted. I have an adapter. So what I do is I take pictures from my old camera. I put the old SD card in the adapter, and then I plug the adapter, just a regular USB, into the laptop, and I grab the image. I have to email it to myself so I can work on it on Photoshop on a computer with a good picture and all that. Anyway, it's a mess. And the workflow got totally destroyed because I'm hoping the adapter, something went funky with that on my Windows machines. Because I tried plugging that in, and once I try to attach from the adapter, the computer just freezes up entirely. And then I unplug the adapter, and the computer's good to go. So my hope is, I've got another adapter coming tomorrow. My hope is that that's the problem. But that's what's been on my mind. That's why I wasn't on Twitter hardly at all, or haven't been posting as much lately, as I've been trying to get that figured out. Basically, I know I don't want it to turn into another Windows or Microsoft rant, but I got to get everything back up to being Apple like it used to be. Because every time I look up what to do for Microsoft, it speaks in languages that an art degree guy doesn't quite understand. Okay, so that's what we've got with all that good stuff. And that of course, would probably be part of what brings up my violent tendencies towards, the Sesame Street characters. Shaggy food. Yeah, that's about right, Pixelated. Discord. Oh, God, I've got to get back to our Discord. I will check that out. Oh, yeah, Pixelated. I know he's not supposed to be as poseable as others, but every Kung Fu pose I can find, he has done. That's awesome. Though Sagat has the toe joint advantage on him. Oh, yeah. Star, the only non-Jada fig I can think of that's got me excited is InArt's 112 Terminator and Noda's 112 Lord of the Rings. No word on any of them. Such is life. You know what? That's some of the stuff I didn't even think of. Like things that I'm thinking of now that didn't make the list. I want somebody to do a fantastic 1989 Batmobile that any of my MAFEX Batmans and Robins and other figure can fit in without having to go to the secondary market and go to a place like Ramen Toys so I can have a decent interior for my Batmobile. I want somebody to make a cool 112 scale 89 Batmobile or a cool 112 scale Batmobile. I didn't really care for the Zack Snyder's take on the DC universe, but I did like his Batmobile. So if somebody does a sweet one of those, I could go for one of those too. Maybe a model kit, maybe just a regular vehicle. Anyway, so an 89 Batmobile, just any cool Batmobile at 112 scale that actually is like the Batmobile should be, I would take that from anybody. And then the other thing I was thinking of is I really want Valaverse to re-release the original black and red Praetorian. Done. That's pretty much, those are the two that I thought of as we were talking that I didn't account for and what I put together. Pixelated D Amazing's review of the Haya RoboCop made me a believer. See, I wasn't sure, Pixelated. I actually started watching that, and the second he didn't have any kind of bicep swivel, I kind of tuned out. So I don't know. I don't know if I go Haya because I feel like I need a RoboCop, or if I go back and pick up a MAFEX. I'm not sure what to do there. Sci-Fi's, let's see, Statler and Waldorf versus Bert and Ernie. Statler and Waldorf would decimate the entire Sesame Street crew just with words. First, they just sit there and mock them and make them all cry. And then they bust out Tommy guns. That's right. You know that Statler and Waldorf are old-time gangsters that are just going to shoot up Big Bird and his ilk. Let's see, Pixelated, Total Dreamline, Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. In Art might do something. In Art or UPF, either of those, can you imagine? I still need to read those, but everybody's been saying good stuff. I've got the Conan series that Mr. Manson tells me about. I've got to catch up on the Energon universe, and I need to check out the Absolute stuff. Oi. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a lot of that. That's an In Art UPF thing. Or what if Mattel comes out with like their second or third wave swinging and just going all Absolute? Would that be nuts? Would you guys go in on that? Spaded, Dreamline, 90s movie, Addams Family, and soft goods. You just want to basically say, Mezco, dear Mezco, let's have a 90s Addams Family movie cast. Which I, as well, would not mind at all. All right, let me bring up. Oh, hey, look, I've already kind of got it. And then we'll just keep talking about what everybody wants to see. I'll go through a couple of these at a time. So, the first thing, I titled this Anybody Thor. I need a decent Thor. I've got my MAFEX Thor, but he should be a little taller. He doesn't need to be huge. I'm not talking Marvel Legends Thor here. But I am talking, if the Thor I had were about half an inch taller, I'd be a little better with him. And he's not very well articulated. I have to say, I love MAFEX, but I don't think MAFEX put their best foot forward with Thor. So I would like somebody else to take a stab at him. I know Mezco's got one coming out, but I'm going to want to see size comparisons. If those size comparisons rule, I might see what I can do to pick their Thor up. As long as he doesn't have too huge a melon. Like with the Hulk, I feel like he can have a big head and it kind of works for the character. But then maybe MAFEX could do a 2.0, or maybe, I don't know, like I'd almost consider, probably not, but almost consider third party. If they did a Thor, I'd be kind of geeked. I don't know. I just want somebody to put together a good Thor to go with my Cap, my Iron Man, and my incoming Mezco Hulk. And we'll have a couple other Avengers later on in the old list as well. John, I'm committed, as I should be in general, to getting one Mattel figure to see how they are. I'll decide on more afterwards. Yeah, I'm apprehensive, but I think in a good way. One, their scale is going to be about right. They said 6.5 inch. That's pretty close. And two, I think, I don't know. It'll depend on their ball peg. If they use a ball peg waist, their articulation will be better than McFarlane's if that's there. Because even though McFarlane used it, it's like they didn't know how to make it work. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's the right way to go. Let's see, travel and conversations. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by tonight. Travels and conversations. My LPZZ dream, Green Lantern Corps. Ooh, namaste from India. What's going on, man? Thank you again. I would also want to see more movie figs from InArt. Man, Green Lantern Corps from InArt. That would be really good too. See, I'm kind of stuck in MAFEX land just because I've been getting them for so long. But if InArt comes out and LPZZ/UPF or whatever comes out, making them just look outstanding, I don't know that I can stick with MAFEX. But man, Green Lantern Corps, that's something I also didn't put on. Is MAFEX kind of teased getting into Justice League? They could do Flash, they could do Green Lantern, all these other characters I'd love to see, but I didn't put them on the list. But I didn't think about UPF or InArt doing the Green Lantern Corps. Man. And the movie figures, yeah, InArt is killing those. Like, imagine them getting a hold of a Heath Ledger Joker. That'd be nice. Spaded, the haughty, the haughty there, thus verily. Ah, yes. I got nothing. I need to speak more Norse, apparently, or maybe Stan Lee style Norse. Rick, Absolute DC is really fun. Absolute Wonder Woman has been, for me, the best take on the character in decades. Really? Gonna use the Fury Toys blank body for an Absolute Wonder Woman custom. I don't think I've even seen Absolute Wonder Woman. Does she look like, does she have the same build as Wonder Woman, like, that we all know? Or is she a little beefier? Like Batman. Spaded. I have the figure pre-ordered. My first Thor since I was a little kid. The MAFEX Thor looked way too small. Yeah, I mean, he's not as giant as I think he's been portrayed recently, or like I don't see him as being that giant, but I do see him being a little taller than Cap and Iron Man, and he's definitely not that. And he doesn't move well. I mean, truly, I don't think Thor was their best work. Let's see, Muppets, Jada, I want the band, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, Dr. Teeth, Floyd, Janice, Animals, wait, what is that? Zoot. Let's see, Rolf and Lips with instruments, awesome. See, I'd be all for Jada getting into Muppets. That's something else I totally didn't think about when I was coming up the list, is Jada Looney Tunes. Done. I would go nuts. That would be the first license Jada got that I actually was like, I gotta go nuts on this. Not only because I love what they do, but also because that license, I need that license. Pixelated, Mezco tends to run a bit bigger than MAFEX, so size should be okay. Articulation's another story, depending on how they do his chest piece. His chest piece and his hair. I'd be curious, is his hair actually hair? Or did they, I'd be curious. I don't remember looking at the Mezco pre-order. So I know I think we have on here, but I don't remember how they did his hair. But his hair is a big detriment on the MAFEX, the MAFEX figure, as well as the Marvel Legends one. T, Spaded one, push comes to shove. I can strip them and use the parts on my Atom body. There you go. All right. Pixelated, Brick is the Fury body, the big muscle body. Oh, I am on the web. See, travels and conversations made. I was always MAFEX as well. About 60 MAFEX in. Really nice. But trust me, once you go LPZZ and InArt, MAFEX seems like Marvel Legends, unfortunately. They have not improved fast enough or improvised fast enough. I will agree with you there for sure. So that's where I'm stuck, is just like you, having like 60 of them. I'm looking at them and I'm going, oh man, I don't have quite 60. I think I've got right around 30. But man, to change the style in the middle of it all, I don't know. I have said if that MAFEX, or not MAFEX, what is it? Is it InArt that's doing the Hush Batman that was recently shown off, or was that UPF? That figure looks amazing. And so if that comes out being about the right size compared to MAFEX figures, then I'm going to have to get them and check them out. And then I'm scared because I'm afraid that what's going to happen is I'm going to do exactly what you're saying, that I'm going to get that and realize, oh no, I need to get all of these. That would be bad. The wallet would get angry. Star, in our Alien Predator, don't do that to me. I've already got financial issues. I can't afford to give up my home for pigs because I will for those. I mean it, not playing here. You know, though, Star, you're in a fairly decent climate, right? So, you can live outside part of the year. Just watch out for hurricane season. Travels and Conversations, another major wish list. Mortal Kombat by Jada. Man, we've talked about that. That would be nice if somebody else could get their hands on the Mortal Kombat license. Jada specifically. I mean, imagine putting those together with the Street Fighter figures, or even putting those with the Storm Arena. What if Storm Collectibles had Mortal Kombat? Is it possible they still do? And they just haven't put them in their Storm Arena line yet? Because those are about the same price as the Jada. Although I don't know about you in India. Are Jada figures and Storm Arena figures pretty much the same price in India right now? Or are you not sure? Because you could take, if they did Storm Arena, Mortal Kombat, and Storm Arena Street Fighter, that'd be a good look. Although I loves me my Jada Street Fighter, I will say I think Storm Arena's got him beat when it comes to posability and sculpt. Brick, more muscular than most, pixelated, thicker thighs and defined abs and arms. Truly the Brutal Realm body would be great, but since Fury scales a little tall, she'd be great next to most. Okay, we're getting there. Thank you, Star. Whew, LPZZ, got it. All right, thank you, sir. All right, sadly, Storm lost Mortal Kombat. Oh, no, I didn't know that. See, I figured that they were far enough away from each other geographically where it might not affect that license. Ah, that sucks. Well, there you go. TNC, nope, costs about 40 to 45 USD each. Sourced through individual Facebook. So, okay. So it's not as good as it is here, but yeah. Oh, man. World pricing gets tricky, gets evil, gets angry. Pixelated BBTS has a NECA ED209 available for pre-order. What? How did I not know that was a thing? Hang on. NECA ED209. Hang on. Good Lord, when did that happen? Hang on, guys. We're going to shut this down just for a sec. It's me. Oops, wrong button. So we can go to BBTS and look at this thing. Did this just happen? Holy, that thing is glorious. Obviously, we're talking about more a 1/10 scale figure here. So it's going to be good size. Hang on, we'll come back to the pictures. I want to see what it says. 10 inches. That's a good size figure. But does it really... It's got to move, kind of. Yeah, looks like the arms must. That's pretty cool. I know I keep going back and forth. Let's sit on this picture for a minute. John, ED209 is tempting. As a non-human scale, don't matter as much. That's fair. Pixelated ladies and gents, I might be buying some RoboCop toys. I've decided you might be looking into a few. Star, Jada Left 4 Dead 2, Jada Punch Out, Jada Halo. Oh, Jada Halo. Oh, Star. I need somebody to make a good Master Chief, because as the good Mr. Spencer has told me, the 1,000 Toys Master Chief just ain't it. Jada Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Redemption 2, Jada Mass Effect 1 through 3, Jada StarCraft, StarCraft 2, stop it, my head hurts. What if Jada got the Mario or like the Nintendo license? Can you imagine how good those figures would be? Oh, Jada Halo would be great, yes. I'm thinking that the Hot Toys RoboCane scales pretty well with the Hot Toys RoboCop 112. Really? But you know what, Star? I'm thinking you're gonna just have to get RoboCane. I think that's obvious at this point. All right, all right. That was quite the diversion. That thing was pretty sweet. And I'm sure it will be once it shows up. Let's get back to the chat here real quick. Whoo! Wait, where was it? Oh, shoot. Star John, I'm a casual Halo fan. If Jada does those figs, I'm in. I would totally get Master Chief and some aliens for sure. Who was it that did? Was it Joyride that did figures way back? Like I got several of the colors. Like they had the vac metal visor and all that. I got the red, I got the blue, I got the green. I thought that figure at the time was just incredible. I loved that thing. All right. So we saw Thor. We saw this is just anybody. Please make me a Thor. Star, you're going to be okay with this? Well, maybe not this one. I thought something else was going to show up, but we'll be okay. Trust me. I need Big Bad Workshop to go heavy on the Tick. They have shown Barry, who's just a repainted Tick with a new head, basically. And they've shown Chairface Chip and Dale. I need Sewer Urchin. I need Deflator Mouse. I need Arthur. I need American Maid. I need everybody else. I need the evil Midnight Bomber, what bombs at midnight. I don't see him on here, but I need a full-on Tick cast. Now, the chances of that happening, very slim. So here's my request when it comes to Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction. At least for now, I know you're testing the waters with the Tick. Spoon, by the way, Spoon. Give me Arthur. Just show me a pre-order for Arthur. I would be stoked. Arthur is like Robin, except an accountant instead of an acrobat. So he's way cooler. Yes. Anywho, the cast of the Tick by Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction would be a dream for yours truly. Whoop. Ah. We have phones ringing. I hate when that happens. Anton, the last of the Time Lords, is here. Good to see you, Anton. Thanks for stopping in again this fine evening. That's a really nice picture of Thor. Thor's looking good, man. We're going to need Thor. We're going to need somebody to make the definitive Thor. Star Halo were the only bigs that almost caused me to have mild respect for McFarlane Toys. Almost. Oh, dear. And on the Check, let's see. Check is one of the funniest. The Tick is one of the funniest shows ever on Fox Kids. I just couldn't wait to watch that. My friend would laugh so hard he brought out the dialogue. Man, I've told you guys in the past, the Tick, for whatever reason, just hit me at the right time in my life. I'm sure if I went back and watched it now, I'd be like, really, Dave? This was a thing? Although maybe not. Maybe not. I might watch it again and be like, still brilliant. But yeah, it just hit me at the right time, so I need stuff. John must have evil Midnight Bomber. What bombs at midnight? Yes. John, Andy said, you want to be bad? And I said, I just want to wash my hands. I'm going to have to find those episodes. There's got to be a DVD or something out there. Star, do you guys think that Jada could pull off the realistic look? I wonder if they'll ever attempt it. You know what? I don't know. June, I think they could. And the reason I think they could is because, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, but when it comes to drawing and stuff like that, Homer Simpson is a lot harder to draw than Batman. Or like Scooby-Doo is a lot harder to draw than, say, Mutton Junkyard, and Shaggy and Scooby are going to be a lot harder to draw than Mutton Junkyard because everybody can put their own little spin on Mutton Junkyard. They can add their own lines. They can add some kind of different facial features. I mean, keep things generally the same, but things can be drawn a little differently, and people will still know they're Mutton Junkyard. But if you don't get Shaggy and Scooby right out of the gate, people aren't going to know who they are. The more I think about it, the more I think Jada could crush it because there's a little more freedom, believe it or not, in going realistic, unless they had to go hyper realistic. Unless, let's say, and I know this wouldn't happen, but let's say Jada got Star Wars, right? Unless they got Star Wars and had to try and do a realistic Harrison Ford, I'm not so sure there. But if they got a property like, say, Marvel or DC or Image Comics or Dark Horse Comics or any of that, you can put enough of your own spin on drawing and on sculpting where you could do some fairly realistic looking stuff and be totally fine. See, we need Jada Toys Invader Zim. That would be all right too. Let's see, Shaggy has one flaw, the eyes. They're a bit creepy. Maybe, is it possible yours was just printed poorly, or was it, no, this is just bad. Hello, Dave and folks. What's up at Toy Odyssey? Good to see you tonight, man. It's gonna be fun. It's been fun already. John, sometimes they're okay, but often it's like that haunted 1,000-yard stare. Oh no. No, that's bad juju. By the way, guys, the reason that the X-Men are on there, let me hide this real quick. Get me back in there. What? Get me out of there. The reason that this picture is up is a lot of things have been hinted at, things that are leaks, apparently, according to Kaiju Daddy's sources. So I don't want to bust him. If his sources are wrong, it's not his fault. So what they're saying, though, is we're looking at a possible Colossus, Archangel, and Beast. And if we were to get those, as well as what's coming already, what's supposedly coming, Rogue. But anyway, if we were to get those, then we would have completed the very first iterations of the blue team and the gold team from the X-Men. Now, I haven't heard anything about Bishop, so I feel like the gold team isn't complete without Bishop, so I would like to see them get him in there. And then I could be like, oh man, if they did Forge and Banshee, that would be done. That would be amazing. So I don't know, but I wanted to let you know that's why this X-Men picture was up, is we're looking at, and I would love to see pre-orders for, or at least prototypes for, Colossus, Archangel, and Beast, if those rumors are true. Star Odyssey? What? John, I need a good Beast and a good Psylocke, plus Cyclops. Man, I will say, I don't hate the MAFEX Cyclops as much as most do, I don't think, but it would be nice to get a different one. I'm not sure the SHF one really matches up well, but I would love a MAFEX 2.0, or if UPF got into the X-Men, that would be fun too. John, I have one of the Wolvies coming. Nice. Pixelated, was Bishop on the gold team at the start? I thought he joined a couple issues into that run. He did. So no, he wasn't there at the start, but he was there early enough where it feels like, and I think it's my own symmetrical, like my brain being like this too. There were 6 on the blue team, unless you kind of count Jubilee. And then there were 5 on gold until Bishop got there. And then there were 6. So it felt like the teams were a little more even. But I think, what was it? Did this start with Uncanny? Was it 181? I'm thinking it was 180 or 181. And Bishop was the very next issue. So yeah, technically he didn't start with the team, but he was pretty much at the beginning. So Yeah, you got me. You got me. He wasn't there at the very beginning, but it doesn't feel like the gold team to me without Bishop. Star, if Jade is going to continue the mascots, I want an entire kingdom of the Keebler elves. I wonder how they articulate those. King Ernie and his forest kingdom, the elf masters of ancient baking methods. That would be hilarious. Like, that they'd have a bunch of smaller Keebler elves, like as an exclusive, like they did the little metalhead guys for Mega Man. Anton, that's one of my favorite covers of the X-Men. Same here, Anton, for sure. Toy Odyssey, the MAFEX Cyclops is easily my fave. Much better than that ugly, stumpy SHF one. I do agree. I do agree with that. Although, I think that SHF one might have him beaten the articulation. Because, like, he was one of the earlier figures. I think he was the second X-Men figure to come out. And there was something they didn't quite get right. I can't tell you what. I know that the harness isn't quite right. If they'd loosened the harness a little bit, I think that would have done a lot for the figure. Pixelated, it would be cool to get a Trevor Fitzroy. Ooh, I haven't thought of him in a while. That would be sweet. Start getting all those, like, from that era. Valerie Cooper. Who else? We could get, before the Krakoa arc and everything, we could get Moira. We could get, like, truly, Banshee and Forge. If they did Banshee and Forge in their blue and yellow costumes, and then they also did Professor X and got Bishop done, and did all the figures that are rumored to be coming, then our 90s X-Men would be completely complete. But Trevor Fitzroy is a good pull. A MAFEX Colossus would be insane, but a Juggy even more. Toy Odyssey, he commented that on the stuff earlier, and I told him I wouldn't have even dreamt about a MAFEX Juggernaut. But imagine a MAFEX Juggernaut. Holy crap, how big would that thing be? And I know a lot of people are stoked with the Marvel Legends one, but it had no articulation at the waist. If it had that, because he's got to be like doubled over running forward, and it couldn't do that all that easily. If it had that, even I might have jumped in. Pixelated, don't sleep on the X Factor Cyclops. Dang it. I have slept on the X Factor Cyclops, but it's because, what do we have? We don't have, like, he's the only X Factor character that's come out from MAFEX, isn't he? I push buttons. Anton, I've been keeping up with Primal. Ooh, boy, what a great TV show. It's a little slow and weird, and we don't know what exactly is going on here, but it's a lot of interesting to see what happens next. I got to go back. Sorry, guys. I got to go back and see some of these. What was it? This is season 3, correct? So I have some catching up to do on Primal, but the fact that it was Gendy Tartakovsky or Gendy, it's Gendy, isn't it? Or is it Gendy? Hard G, soft G, help me out. Toy Odyssey, MAFEX one is more articulated. SHF one has terrible ab crunch. Really? I haven't been paying that much attention to the reviews, to be honest. But I know I've heard some people have some pretty good things to say. I think Days of Future Past, that's a really great cover. That is a really great cover. Imagine if MAFEX did that Wolverine. The Phoenix Must Die as well. You're just rattling off all the hits, man. Like, I see that cover in my brain right now. Pixelated Anton, Phoenix dies every other Wednesday and Thursday. Man, she was the one. That was what started the whole nobody stays dead in comics thing, I think. Anton, my favorite story about the Juggernaut's a Spider-Man story, of course, because I'm a massive Spider-Man fan. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. I'm wondering, have I read that? I know that I've seen the title a zillion times. I'm not sure if I've read that even, but I'm not even sure I can picture the cover either. Man, bad comic nerd. I thought I was good with the comics. All right. Let's jump in. Oh no, what have I done? Did I hide? Let's see here. Obi Nobi. Hang on, folks. I got to go back now. I got to find that. What did I do? Oh, stupid stuff opened. Okay, close. Good Lord, how have I done this? What did I do this time? Nobody knows. All righty, if that little whistling didn't hint anything, this is what I was thinking you might be stoked about, Star. See, I'm not entirely sure I need all the monsters. I might, though. I might, because I do love me some Jada, and apparently they've been killing it on the monsters. But I do need them to complete the Scooby gang. We only have Shaggy so far. I don't know. Has Scooby even been sent out yet? Has his wave gone out? Because I'm going to need to see the rest. And what I'm scared of is maybe they go back and they have to, instead of including some of the monsters, they have to make wave 3 Fred, Wilma, and Daphne. Because I don't know. How well is this line doing? I'm not sure. So that has me concerned. I know that Jada has a reputation of wanting to finish stuff, but we've seen with edge runners, they can't always pull it off. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But what I really want to see out of Jada is for them to knock out the gang. And this is something else I'm just now thinking of. Give me a mystery machine. You guys do cars. Upscale them to 1/12 and give these guys their van. Toy Odyssey, speaking of Juggy, I found the McFarlane prepared, pre-post one today at Target. Really, I didn't even know he was doing one. So he did this, like a statue of Juggernaut? Because I'm totally out on McFarlane apparently. Pixelated, I'm pretty sure there was an episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends where Juggernaut crashed an X-Men reunion. Spidey was a guest of Iceman and Firestar. Man, it has been so long since I saw that. I don't know if I saw that. I would think I saw all those episodes, but I don't remember that at all, so maybe not. But then I vaguely remember anything from that show. Oi, John, no sign of Scooby yet. He's an auto pre-order for me. Okay, all right, so he'll show up eventually. Anton, yes, he was in A Firestar is Born. That's the episode you're thinking of. But he's also in a comic, a 2-part story, which is really great story. Spider-Man does everything he can to stop the Juggernaut. Yes, but nothing can stop the Juggernaut, as we all know. John, they just need to work with Ramen on the van. It's a good scale for that. That's fair. He already did kind of a takeoff on the Mystery Machine, too. Anton, before he gets to Madam Web, he throws everything he can at him, and nothing stops him. Because nothing stops the Juggernaut, man. I mean, that's really all I know about Juggy. And the Gems of Sidorak or whatever. Stoned? The Ruby? It's been a while. Man, I don't even know my X-Men anymore. I need to read. Star, John, Scooby is in Wave 2 coming up next. Anton, here's some fun facts about our good friend Scooby-Doo. Is named after a Frank Sinatra song. Really? That doesn't surprise me, I guess, because I can hear Frank singing that. Brick, Pixelated, that was a great episode. I think there were 2 X-Men episodes in Spidey and His Amazing Friends. Man, I'm gonna have to go watch that too. I don't like to miss things that have the X-Men in them. Fred has been voiced by the same guys for many years, the great Frank Welker. He's in our childhood. I did not know that Frank Welker's the guy that voiced Fred. He is definitely a part of our childhood. Anton, Adam and Daphne are engaged. I don't know why they haven't gotten married yet, but, well, maybe, somebody's getting cold feet. And I suspect it's Daphne. She's always had eyes for Shaggy. Anton, the best series, of course, the original series called Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But if you want a modern series, it is really cool. It's called Mystery Incorporated. I don't know. I don't think I saw Mystery Incorporated, but I've heard of Mystery Incorporated. So that counts, right? That maybe it doesn't count. I don't know. All right. Let's get back to the old list. So yeah, definitely want to see Scooby and the gang. I need to catch up. I haven't gotten any Scooby figures yet, so I've got to catch up on those. I've got to get the 3 Mega Man figures I'm missing. I got to get DJ and M. Bison. Got to get David and Lucy. There's some catching up on Jada I have to do. Speaking of Jada, I want to finish Street Fighter this year, at least Street Fighter 2. So we still need to see T-Hawk announced. I mean, we've seen the prototypes. We need the pre-orders to go up. And we need to see Zangief. We need to see his pre-orders go up as well. Once they happen, I think that completes Street Fighter 2. Now, who knows what's going to happen with SDCC? Maybe some sets will come along that are Player 2 variants where I'll decide, oh no, I need to get those too so I can get more hands or heads or effects or whatever. But I would like to see Jada complete Street Fighter 2 this year. At least have these two go up for pre-order so I can set it and forget it, so to speak. Whoopsie. There we go. Dear Lord, man. Let's see, Brick, Daphne and Fred's engagement. A wedding in this economy? It's fair. It's fair. That's why you just elope. You just go friend of the court, man. Justice of the peace. Pixelated, it's got to be better than a pup named Scooby-Doo. What isn't better than a pup named Scooby-Doo? Pixelated, Jada probably will finish Street Fighter 2 if they're considering alpha figures. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll finish just because they've shown the prototypes and all that stuff of these guys. I just want them to go up on pre-order. Need it to happen. I also, and this is kind of, it's just Jada overall. I want to see their next steps. I know that June has this insane competitive edge. You can just see it in the guy. I want to see him decide, you know what? Let's stomp all over Storm Arena. Here's how we're going to do it. I want to see that. So I just want to see kind of what the next evolution of Jada is going to be. I mean, I love what they're doing now. So that is not to throw out, that is not to discount how great their stuff has been to me so far. But I know that June's just going to keep pushing, and that's exciting. John, I'll be honest, the only including some effects in Player 2 or special editions is kind of crappy, and Jada needs to stop. You know what? I wouldn't have agreed last year, but I agree this year, because last year I was like, nah, man, I'm getting them all. This year I'm looking at shelf space and everything and going, nah, man, I just need the Player 1 versions. So hopefully Jada will start including all the things with all their different variants. But we all know that doesn't sell as well. It's always a trade-off. Where's the marketing versus the branding? So the branding is more, we got to constantly be building goodwill with the people, which is making sure they get all their accessories. Now, some of that could be that at the price point they're selling them at to Target and Walmart, maybe they simply can't include everything, and Walmart doesn't want them to tack on another $5. That could be possible. So it's possible the only way for them to get out those extras is by doing them in Player 2 variants. So I don't want to totally bust them on it, but who knows? I'm not sure. The brand, I would say you want to give the end user, because everybody considers Target and Walmart their customer. And then when Target and Walmart stop ordering because the actual customer stops buying, they get all confused. So yeah, it would be nice if they looked at it from a brand perspective, but the marketing perspective makes them more money. So it's a constant battle between the two trains of thought. Star, Master June stated that Invincible is getting high priority. Do you think that Invincible will fill the void left by Street Fighter 2 when it's completed? I don't know. That would be, Invincible, if it's as popular as we're all hoping it is, it very well could. It's probably more popular today. Actually, you know what we can do? Have you guys heard of a website called Google Trends? So I use this. I found out yesterday using Google Trends that G.I. Joe as a search term isn't popular at all. Transformers is considerably more popular, but Marvel, it's G.I. Joe is at the bottom, almost flatlined in comparison to Transformers, which is very steadily climbing. Like, it's a very steady climb. And then quite a bit above Transformers is Star Wars, And then just above Star Wars is Marvel. But if you look at the trend lines, Star Wars and Marvel are trending down. Transformers is trending up, and G.I. Joe is still remaining flat. So what we're going to look at now, I want to look at Google Trends, and I want to look at Invincible. Invincible TV series. We'll try that. And then, ooh, maybe we shouldn't have tried that. That's not looking so hot. All right. Well, yeah, the Invincible TV series isn't looking so good. I know, this is riveting, right? Street Fighter 2. Oh, Street Fighter TV series. I didn't know there was a TV series. Well, yeah. Invincible's the blue line. Street Fighter's the red line. If you can see that, it's just flatlined at the bottom. If you compare the two TV series like for like. However, I didn't even know there was a Street Fighter TV series. So what I was trying to do there was see how popular Invincible was. And it is probably considerably more popular right now than Street Fighter. So I would probably give it more high priority, but I hope that they haven't waited too long. Pixelated Star. Yeah, I'm not a fan of having to buy the P2 variants to complete a figure. Yep, Anton is a really cool series. Each of the gang is connected, and after a previous group led by an evil parrot named Professor Pericles? Which one's that? Is that Mystery Incorporated? John, it was okay with Chun-Li as the pink outfit was popular, but some of those color schemes are terrible. Yeah, basically the M. Bison green I didn't like very much. Star Pixelated, you're absolutely right. It feels a bit cheap. I can understand it from the point of being thorough, but I'd rather see them create entirely new figs rather than repaints. See, Pixelated, I pay more per figure if they were complete. I think we all would, but does Target and Walmart want the price to go up? Like you're playing the game of, when you're still talking the general population, you're playing the game of mom and dad want it to be below this price, but collectors are totally cool if it's above that price. Target and Walmart are going to cater more to mom and dad than they are us. Let's see. Kairos, what's going on, sir? Good to see you tonight. Spaded, T-Hawk has the same fight stance as the old guy from UP. Well, you know, UP. Actually, I should know that. Help me out, Spaded. How did I fail that? Kairos. There was an anime category at this year's Jeffrey Terminal Champions on, I know most of the answers. Oh, the Jeopardy Terminal Champions. Really? I don't know anything anime-wise. I got to work on that, clearly. John, well, for me, not going to buy any Invincible. It seems good, but like the boys, it's what I don't want from superhero stuff. I get that too. I'm kind of burnt out on the more sadistic take on everything. Like I was burnt out when it seemed like Professor X was a villain with X-Men, when it was brought out, like when Cyclops killed him. What was that? I can't remember the actual story. Like basically he had sent out a group of X-Men before the X-Men we all know. And it turns out he was this bad guy about some, I don't know. I'm kind of sick of all our heroes being turned into monsters. So I get that. And I get that point of view where you're kind of just going, yeah, I'd like superheroes to be superheroes again, for sure. Pixelated, Ramen Toy put out a video on street section assembly for the Dio. I saw that, Pixelated. I was pretty stoked to see that too, because it makes it feel like, hey, guess what? The Musk is coming, baby. The Musk is coming. Kind of excited, if you can't tell. All right, so there's some stuff I want from Jada. Now we're getting into some MAFEX, because it's me and it's MAFEX. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Captain America, I have Iron Man, I have a tiny Thor, and I have Hulk coming from Mezco. What I need is a Black Panther. For sure, this character needs to happen for MAFEX. I believe he's also on that league list. And I also believe, hold on, let me look at my... Yeah, everything else I've got here is MAFEX. So there you go. But yeah, Black Panther is a necessity. He's one of those characters that the Avengers just doesn't feel complete without him. There are several that I don't have on this list. Ant-Man, the Wasp, the Vision, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch. I don't have any of those on this list. But I do have Black Panther and I have Black Widow. And I believe Black Widow is also on the list. Black Panther, I'm not so concerned about his look, though it would be nice if he matched up with Iron Man and Cap and the like. Black Widow, I think this is the best look for her. The gold instead of the silver. I just really think this is the way to go. And, I mean, they've already shown they can do this finish with the Catwoman that they did for Hush. So, yeah, those are two MAFEX figures that I desperately want for my Avengers stuff. And I believe they're both on that. Like I said, I think they're both on that leak list, but I'm not 100% sure. I just like to see them announced, if nothing else. Let's see, Mystery Incorporated. That's the one. Got it. Thank you, Anton. John, I'd consider a good Mezco Black Panther. See, Black Panther to me feels like one of those characters that really needs to move. Although, if Mezco did a good one, I am starting to stray a little bit. So maybe I wouldn't be so bad with that. Star, I want Jada non-transforming figs of the live-action Transformers and War for Cybertron / Fall of Cybertron Transformers characters. Not that it's ever going to happen, but I still want them. I don't. I wonder how Jada would do with those. I mean, it seems to me, if we're talking non-transforming, we're kind of spoiled for choice. We've got DLX, we've got YOLO Park, we've got, well, those are basically the main ones, but they're doing such a good job. And if you like the more weirdly proportioned ones, Blockies, I think, is getting into movie styles too. But I'm not quite sure. Not 1,000% on that. I need to pay attention to Blockies a little more too, it turns out. But yeah, Black Panther, Black Widow, Darth Vader. I want an episode 1, and I know that they did the one from the Kenobi series, which is pretty much an episode 1, but I want them to do a dedicated episode 1, A New Hope. It's the first one, so I keep thinking of it as episode 1. Episode 4, A New Hope, Darth Vader. I want MAFEX to do this figure so badly. And now that they've shown they're willing to dip their toes a little more into Star Wars, this guy needs to happen. I know we've gotten a zillion Darth Vaders. We need a zillion and one so I can get my MAFEX A New Hope Darth. And then they can do a MAFEX Return of the Jedi Darth, and I'm pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say no to an Empire Darth either, but the A New Hope and the Jedi ones, those are the ones I really kind of need. But that's me. I know we've talked quite a bit about needing other characters when it comes to, or other lines when it comes to Star Wars, particularly Mezco. Are there any companies out there that you would like to see take this license? We know, what was it? Was it UPF or was it InArt that said, yeah, I'm not touching the Disney license? I can't remember. I know one of them did. We know chances are neither of them are going to go near Star Wars. And we know if Mezco really wanted to, they would have fought for it and maybe just never pulled it off. But MAFEX has it. So I want this to happen. But who do you think would crush it, even if it was one that maybe we don't think would necessarily want the license or get it? Pixelated, kind of surprised MAFEX hasn't released a Black Widow. She's on the list, so hopefully she's going to happen. And by the way, comic style all the way. I don't need ScarJo. I need my comic figures. Let's see. Woo, look at that. Matthew Radamanthus, 1902. Yes, I love Black Panther. Thank you for showing up tonight, man. I very much appreciate it. If it's your first time, welcome again. So yeah, Black Panther would be absolutely sweet. And like I say, I don't necessarily care about the look. I would prefer him to go with my Cap and Iron Man that we already have, but I just need a really well done Black Panther. Mr. Spencer, I've honestly not been impressed enough with MAFEX posability versus their price and scale. The price is getting tougher for me to justify. I think their scale is fine, at least for what I've got going on, but the price is getting tougher. So I don't know. I mean, especially when UPF and LPZZ are coming out and releasing things cheaper than MAFEX at, I would say, probably better quality. It's getting tough. So I don't know. Star Wars is one of those licenses where if I knew they were going to go nuts and go all in, I'd be forced to do it, I think. But if somebody else did it, I don't know that I'd be upset. And SHF does a decent job with Star Wars, but they're just not big enough. Anton, yeah, that series, I remember it was really stupid. Oh, dear. Matthew, what I really want is MAFEX to do John Byrne Fantastic Four. Anything John Byrne would be so much fun. They could do Fantastic Four. They could do the She-Hulk. They could do Superman, like the Man of Steel. Oh, the Fantastic Four would be nice, though. You're not wrong. Man. But MAFEX doing all Jim Lee characters. I take Heroes Return Jim Lee Fantastic Four. I don't know that they're necessarily doing all Jim Lee characters, because the Avengers, I don't think, have been Jim Lee's style. They've been more, they're more like 70s, 80s style. So you might be able, they might go for a John Byrne Fantastic Four. That would be nice. That would be a dream. Star, thanks for keeping the people involved, man. Everybody, truly, we got the best chatters on the internet. If not, fight me. Star, I want an episode of Scooby-Doo where the gang encounters a real ghost. I wonder how they'd handle that. Real ghosts just take them out. They need to encounter like an either old school or 80s slasher film villain. Like the gang comes across Freddy Krueger. That's what needs to happen. Anton, it's a beautiful cover with the Black Panther. Yeah, it is. It looks great. Star, Dave, the SHF A New Hope Darth Vader is spectacular, but he doesn't have the cloth. Like, he doesn't have the cloth, like the skirt piece. It's plastic. I know they've done the Obi-Wan one, though, and that one does. That's where I'm getting dicey. Pixelated, is the MAFEX Rogue One Vader very different from A New Hope? I think the Rogue One, again, what I'm talking about for the posability purposes, I think the Rogue One had the plastic like skirt piece. As far as A New Hope, I don't know that it is much different, to be honest. But I want the cloth skirt piece, which I think they did with the Obi-Wan version. So, and I don't know that the Obi-Wan version is much different than the A New Hope one either. So at this point, I'm just fighting for titles on a box that don't really matter, it sounds like, doesn't it? Maybe I should just go for the Kenobi one, except I don't like that it says Kenobi. I didn't like the Kenobi series very much. Maybe I just swallow my pride and go for the Kenobi Vader. Star, Inart said, no way, and absolutely no, that was who it was. I couldn't remember if it was Inart or UPF. I got to get better at, this is terrible, Star. I need to get better at differentiating the two. It seems like the two are always announcing things like the same product at the same time, so I always get confused. So I need to do a little more homework on those two, I think. Ooh. Egad, where did I go? Here we go. Anton, I love when the Wasp wore that red and gold outfit. I don't remember the Wasp in red and gold. I'm remembering red and blue, red and black. It's been a bit. Matthew, someone should do Lara Croft from the comics with Turner art. Oh, Gen 13 and Witchblade. Oh, guys. You know who would crush it with those? I almost don't want to say. No. With, you know what, Gen 13, they would definitely crush it because it had more of that look. Snail Shell would absolutely dominate a Gen 13 line. Like they would crush it. They'd knock it out of the park. As for Witchblade and Lara Croft, I don't know, guys. Who could do Turner art? Turner art was a style all its own, man. Like I think Gen 13, I think Snail Shell could knock that out of the park. And Jada could possibly give those a run for their money too. But I don't know about Witchblade and Lara Croft. Help us out. Who do you think would make the best figures of those two? Star, the price tag is what's happening, or is what's keeping me clear of MAFEX. Just can't swing those numbers. Yeah, and that's been tricky for me. I would love it if that's what one of the reasons I was so excited about the last Black Series stream. I would love it if they started giving extra hands to everybody. Stormtroopers with extra hands, I wouldn't even look at MAFEX. Like I would load up on Stormtroopers if Hasbro made those with extra hands. John, now MAFEX doing a whole theme would be fine since you can put them all together with no scale issues, but gotta do their villains as well. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I know when we're talking X-Men, I think Sabretooth was on that leaked list as well. So you could get a villain there. Let's see. Dr. Doom would be somebody. If they were to do the Byrne Fantastic Four, they'd have to do Dr. Doom for sure. And I know Han and Chewie were on the leak list for MAFEX. See, the one thing about MAFEX that I'm okay with is even though they're crazy pricey, I don't get a lot of them because they don't generally come out with tons that I want in a year. Like last year, they didn't come out with any that I wanted. So this year's looking a little rougher on the wallet, but I didn't spend any money with them last year. So it's not like I'm buying every MAFEX release. So we'll see. I mean, I do agree their prices are getting out of hand and they're going to have to do something with UPF and LPZZ coming on their heels, nipping at their heels. Matthew, MAFEX needs to start improving, start using more soft plastic. For example, Thor is a very good figure, but using soft plastic, kind of what Jada did with Blanca or Storm with Ken, it would have been perfect. Yeah, I do agree. They need to do something. They do need to jump. They do need to make some kind of jump, I think. They have been improving, from what I understand, just watching reviews, because I don't have any. It sounds like they've been improving their Spider-Man bodies, but again, I don't have any to be able to tell. On the other hand, they did do Bane. They did make that jump. We'll see. I think the company that I'm most excited for as far as jumps right now are concerned is Jada. Because again, I think June is crazy combative. I don't mean combative, competitive. I think he wants to be the best and he wants to do the best he can at the price point he's got. So they're who's really exciting for me as far as like the more economical action figure lines. But MAFEX, if they're going to keep charging those prices, I do agree with you. I think they need to step up their game. And I hate saying that because I love MAFEX. Star, it's cloth. Has been for a couple of years now. Came out right after the Kenobi Vader. Soft goods, wired cape, and soft goods skirt. That's what I thought. Thank you, Star. Anton, is that the Fantastic Four of the war white that wore the white and powder blue uniforms? They're beautiful. Yeah, and sorry, Star, you were talking about the SH one, weren't you? I think you were, or was it the MAFEX? I don't know, but yeah, okay. So the SH one, I didn't know. I didn't know that one was cloth. You're saying the New Hope one is cloth? I thought that one was plastic. Good Lord, I got to go back and look at more. Let's see, Anton, that series says he wrote, that's my favorite of all the Fantastic Fours. Yes, Lee and Kirby are really awesome, but that series is really good. The Byrne series, yeah. Byrne was second to very few. Like, the reason I think that the X-Men was so good is you had Byrne and Claremont kind of clashing enough to just make them both put their best feet forward. You need a little bit of that competitive spirit. and kind of that where you're sure you're not wrong. You're both sure you're not wrong, but you have to kind of compromise a little bit. Like that gives us great art and great everything else too. Anton, they have encountered real ghosts on Scooby-Doo. I would love to see them team up with the Ghostbusters. That would be fun. And you can. Anybody getting the real Ghostbusters, just throw the Jada Scooby figures in with them. Star, the current SHF A New Hope Vader, the soft goods skirt is actually a soft goods robe. Really nice. Got a stack of hope. You got a stack. Nice. Yeah, clearly I was off. I need to check this out more. Star, wishing SHF would do the 6 bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back with a new Boba Fett. A Zuckuss with soft goods would be awesome. I'd love it. Yeah, they need to do them all. How would they improve on Dengar? That would be crazy. Matthew, I'm only going by from MAFEX Lobo Wonder Woman from For Tomorrow with Jim Lee art, Ra's al Ghul from Hush, and of course Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne, that they should be coming soon. Yeah, they haven't. I know that we saw them as far as prototypes, but Ra's went up for pre-order. I don't think anybody else has, but since you mentioned some of those, we're going to get into those in a sec. Yep, the SHF Star Wars line is really improving. The Kenobi Vader and a New Hope Vader are pretty much the same fig of the year contender. Fig of the year contender, no question. Crap. I'm going to have to start rethinking everything, aren't I? I hate when that happens. All right, guys, we're already at 8:17, so I'm going to move through these a little faster. Now, I talked about them a little bit, but we talked MAFEX with Vader. Now we're talking MAFEX with these three. You want to show me you're going all in with Star Wars? You make Vader, you make Han, Luke, and Leia. For sure. Now, Han is on the leak list as well as Chewie, or at least that's what Kaiju Daddy's source had told him. So Han and Chewie are potentially coming, but we don't have any pre-orders yet. But you want to show me that you're serious, we're going to need Luke and Leia in that batch as well. We're going to need people to come in and say, yep, these are happening. It's almost like MAFEX has so many licenses that it takes so long for them to trickle everything out. It's kind of a pain. Like their Tiger Stripe Wolverine came out, I think it was probably 2018 or 2019, and we still haven't completed the Jim Lee X-Men. That is insane. And it's starting to get to the point where it feels like they need to either let go of some licenses, stop Marvel Legendsing us, and start completing some of this stuff so they can move on a little bit. But yeah, it's a pain. I want to see these desperately from them, but it's like they'd have to have a whole Star Wars year to make it happen. All right. Speaking of, we have, just like Matthew was talking about, we have Lobo here. I'm going to need to see. Now, Lobo from the prototypes from MAFEX showed a Justice League base. And that's what has me curious. One, we're going to get a crazy, cool sculpted Lobo. It looks like he's going to be really good. Maybe they'll do some improvements when it comes to him, honestly. But what's crazy exciting is that base, because that shows that maybe we jump into the Flash. Maybe we jump into some Green Lanterns. Maybe we have some Hawkman, some Hawkgirl. We get all of those. We get some Cyborg. Maybe from there we can get some Titans or something. I don't know. Whatever Justice League iteration they're going with, it could go nuts. And I would be stoked about it. I do wonder, when it comes to all the volatility that's gone on with Warner Brothers the last few years, how the license is actually shaking out. I'm wondering if all these licensing agreements are going to still stay in place, or if things are just going to get moved around a little bit. So I have a little bit of apprehension where that's concerned, but hopefully they'll put Lobo here up for pre-order, and then that'll put some of that to ease, and we'll get to see if they are really trying to improve. Same with Superman for Tomorrow. The reason I have him up here, that I'm so stoked here, is I think there's a possibility for a happy face. Maybe not a full-on smile, and Superman's not one to really smirk, but something where he doesn't look so angry like the Hush version. Now, the Hush version, to MAFEX's credit, Superman was not a happy guy in Hush at all. So there was no reason to make him a happy guy in that one. Here, he can be a little happier, especially towards the end of the run. From what I understand, I need to actually read the For Tomorrow story. And speaking of that Superman, just like Matthew here, I'm crazy stoked to be finally getting a comic Wonder Woman. And it looks like we're going to get the cape. If you look at the prototype, she's got this big button, like almost the clasp that holds the cape together, sculpted onto her. So I think we're going to get this cool cape as well. The only thing I don't like about this Wonder Woman is they could have given us the old bikini bottoms, or they could have given us the newer armor bottoms, and we're getting kind of a compromise with the skirt from For Tomorrow. So hopefully they'll come out with one later that's either a little more modern or classic. I don't care. It just seems like an odd choice to go with this skirt. But even so, I'm really excited about this Wonder Woman. And we're back to these guys. So let's just shut this down. Pull this back up. What the heck? Didn't I close that? All right. There we are. Let's fix it and do that. Haha. So there are the figures I really want to see. What do we have? Matthew, isn't February MAFEX doing their event? Or isn't in February MAFEX doing their event? I don't know, guys. Anybody at all. Bueller. They always do that in February. There we go. Also, they're going to show Matrix figures, Daredevil and Punisher live action. With Playmates losing TMNT, MAFEX doing TMNT? You know, I've wondered about MAFEX doing TMNT because just like they trickle out all their releases, it feels like, they would almost have to do a 4-pack of TMNT, and that would be as expensive as Mezco. Would people jump in on that? Or would MAFEX do what MAFEX does, and it'd take 2 or 3 years to complete the Turtles, on top of needing to get Shredder, Krang, Casey, April, Splinter, Foot Soldiers, maybe Bebop and Rocksteady, depending on what iteration they go for. I just wonder, they would almost, to get a lot of interest, I feel like they'd have to just release all the Turtles first. And if that happened, I don't know. I'm also curious about why Playmates lost the license. I would say from an action figure photography point of view, they were so far behind the times, it's not even funny. But their stuff they made mostly for kids, so it didn't have to do with the photography aspect at all. So I wish I knew the rationale behind them losing the license. If I knew that, I'd be able to have a better guess as to whether or not MAFEX or somebody else would be jumping in the TMNT pond. Turtles and pond. Sorry, my bad. Kyrus, Toypixx, yes, the SHF Vader is very good. Oh, man, you guys are killing me. Star, SHF Dengar with a soft goods bodysuit and armor/gear attached on top. Sweet. Oh, that sounds good. Matthew, oh God, MAFEX doing Han. Wallet, forgive, I'm going to sin. As long as your wallet's not like mine, keep it away from the knife drawer and hopefully you'll be okay. Mine enjoys cleavers. Pixelated Han, Luke, and Leia have to be close since we got the Han and Luke in Stormtrooper disguise. Yeah, at least Han and Luke. Hopefully Leia comes out on top too. We're going to need to see her. And hopefully, it looks like the Han face sculpt is really good, if not a little tired looking, I think. Hopefully Leia comes out just perfect. Star, SHF produced a Sand Trooper prototype several years ago, but never released it. Of course. Thanks, SHF. Jerks. Yes, but they also did that with Grievous, and Grievous is out now. So maybe, just maybe, they're going to start giving some of those figures a little more love. I know they did a Dagobah Yoda prototype as well. If they released that, I would have no choice but to get that figure. Yoda's kind of the man. Kyrus, I'm looking forward to that MAFEX Lobo Toypixx. I hope they do a great job on him. He's going to look the part, but I'm kind of with Matthew. I want to see him improve. So hopefully they take a good leap with that Lobo, but he'll definitely look the part. from Justice League. Give me GL Black Canary. Isn't Green Arrow in the leaks? I don't know if Green Arrow is in the leaks. I haven't heard anything about further Justice League characters. Now, there might be something new that I haven't heard that you have, so I couldn't tell you. Let's see. Give me Blue Beetle, Booster, Fire and Ice, Martian. How did I not think of Martian Manhunter? He's got to be there. I'm wondering about, like, Booster and Blue Beetle. I'm wondering if those two are a little too obscure for MAFEX. I don't know, though. Even Martian Manhunter, Fire and Ice, I would say definitely are. Ooh, I don't know. I wonder how nuts they'd go. I mean, they could go deep on Justice League. It just depends on how deep they want to. And well, everybody, it's been great chatting with you, but always buy more toys, buy more comic books and graphic novels, buy more books, and always have fun. Anton, you too, man. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Always appreciated. Pixelated MAFEX released 4 figures a month, often last year, but many were reissues. Yeah, they've been going reissue crazy. And I'm wondering if part of that is to make more money to be able to do the newer stuff, or maybe make more money so they don't have to charge as much. I'm not sure. But I think they know they got to do something. At least I'm hopeful. Star, hey, Bandai, where's our new SHF Star Wars Emperor Palpatine to go along with Vader? Well, we're waiting. Oh, man, you're killing me, Star. SHF and Star Wars, they are pretty. Star, you'd never catch Jada pulling stunts like that. Well, with, Cyberpunk at least. My bad. What is up, sir? Toy Fair is in February, but I don't know that MAFEX ever shows in February, do they? Aren't they usually, they tend to happen? Now, there's got to be a toy show in February for them. Maybe. I don't know. They usually are the same weekend as SDCC. I know one of their shows is then. But, yeah, the Toy Fair itself is February, middle of February. Is that right? Star, Mr. Madsen, yes. John, Playmates may have chosen not to renew it. I don't know. They might have, but it seems to me that would be such a huge part of their portfolio. I mean, that would be the easiest answer. Then you wouldn't worry about all the other companies. Maybe, John. Hopefully you're right, honestly. Pixelated, Playmates losing the license happened shortly after the Paramount sale happened. Yep. Probably the new management wanted to change. I know that they were looking at Turtles thinking, why is this not $1 billion franchise? But I don't see where cutting off personally, I don't buy Playmates. I don't really like Playmates since, I got the Turtles the first time around. I don't think they're very good toys, but I'm not a kid anymore. So maybe kids really like it, but I don't know. I don't know the logic behind taking it away from them unless they wanted just a big power move to say this is a big time change of the guard. I don't know, though. Matthew, June is a TMNT fan, maybe, just maybe. Oh, my God, if Jada got some Turtles. Oh, those would be the ones, maybe. I don't know. I keep looking at the Mezco Turtles thinking those are the ultimate Turtles. But if June did it, killing me. Star, I've been sticking to only original trilogy Star Wars SHF, but I did order some Jedi Luke figs from Mandalorian just because it's basically the same look from ROTJ, Return of the Jedi. Yes, sir. That's yeah. It's a good look. So you're talking the Mandalorian Luke from, no, wait, the SHF Mando Luke. He is good except for his cape. His cape drives me crazy. Take care, Anton. Pixelated MAFEX seems to be taking 90s runs from the comics, so Justice League International lineups don't seem far-fetched. That's a good call. That could be where they go with it. Matthew, I think MAFEX most unexpected figure is them showing Maverick. That's right. I totally forgot about that. No one saw it coming. They didn't show Beast, Colossus, but they showed Maverick. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's just their way of teasing, perhaps. I don't know. But like I said, Colossus and Beast and Archangel are on a list. Hopefully it comes to fruition. Pixelated power move or thought the toy rights were an undervalued asset. That could be too. Though new management seems kind of arrogant that they, let's see, that way when it comes to their IP. We'll see, man. I mean, maybe they're shrewd. Maybe they know what's going on. Maybe they're far more with it than we know. But I don't know. You would have to be, their big moves seem bigger than toys. And yet at the same time, toys are a massive part of any kind of IP deal. Like merch sells, like merch is where you get your sales. Cartoons and movies are still basically commercials for merch. So if they're not making a lot of money, and maybe that's it, maybe Playmates isn't generating a lot of money for them. Pixley, oh my God, I totally forgot MAFEX showing Maverick. Nobody was checking for Maverick. Nobody. No, I would have said there was no way. In fact, that kind of shoots a hole in my theory about how deep they go with Justice League. Is I forgot about Maverick. And holy crap, are they going deep with that poll? Yeah, I think it feels like anything's kind of open at this point. All right, ladies and gents, it is 8:31, so I think it's time to call it a night. Thanks to all the newcomers. Hopefully everybody enjoyed tonight. It was a good chat. I enjoyed the chat anyway. So here's how we're going to end this bad boy with our man star, Jada. Akira called and was asking for you. That would be all right. I don't think anybody would hate Jada getting a hold of another anime property. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping in this fine evening. You know the drill. You could have done anything tonight, but instead you chose to come in and hang out with all of us. So thank you very much. I massively appreciate it. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. This is where I hit end stream, and I hit it twice, and then things get weird, like this.